welcome to our Friday afternoon training, 5 Secrets to Your True Wealth Without Struggle or Sabotage. I'm Sarah Nolan, and I'm super excited to be here with you. You know, I help clients all the time with releasing all of those limiting factors that hold them back from their true wealth. And I'm really excited to be here with you today to share with you some of the secrets that lead to the greatest successes. Now, just a few of those successes are, manifesting the greatest sales of their careers, and eliminating the stress, the struggle, the force, the friction that they had been stuck in, those patterns that, cause the super high achievers to stay stuck in that, that stress and the suffering that we feel like we need to endure with success. So as you all are showing up, please say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're from. I love to say hi to people as they come in. So say hello, say where you're from. And I also had one question for you. Let us know one reason that you are focusing on wealth. Now, a lot of people don't feel worthy or deserving of building wealth, or they don't feel like it's an important thing. I think that's the biggest thing, is that really shows how mature you are in your journey when you start to realize the absolute importance of building wealth. The biggest difference between building wealth and building income is the sustainability. Income is about working harder to get the things that you want. And then you ultimately end up without the things that you want because you have no time. You're trying to work harder to force these results to come in, and then you're left drained, burnt out, and with very little time to do the things that you're building all of this for in the first place. So when we come to this point in our careers where we realize, oh my gosh, this is it, it's all about wealth, then we have a different focus. And that's why, hello, Katie. That is why I'm delivering this training today, because you don't have to work harder to be more abundant. You don't have to work harder to be more abundant. This past year, I have over doubled my profits. Now, I'm not talking about sales. I'm not talking about income. I'm talking about profit. Like, that is money in the bank. That is cash. I've doubled that, and I've probably cut my workload in half. And that didn't happen by accident. That happened because of some very careful decision making and prioritization that I set up for myself. And it happened out of this knowledge and this intention for true wealth. Now, is it really wealth if you have millions of dollars, but you don't have time for yourself, for your family? That if you are sacrificing your health, if you're sacrificing your relationships, is that really wealth? I think I've asked this question actually in the group before, and everybody said no, except for one person said, well, you have to sacrifice for success. And that, I think they, maybe were taught by the wrong people, because you really don't have to sacrifice. It's really just about the decisions that you decide to make, how you value yourself, how you value your time, how you value your energy. And we just get to a point in our lives where we realize that it is not worth it if at the end of the day, we're drained, we're tired, we're sick, and we have lost that connection with our loved ones. Like, is that really worth it? So let me just check in with my notes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the 5 secrets to building our true wealth. actually there's 6 secrets because I added a bonus one at the last minute. The first one is about the inner game. And the reason that I put this one first is because it is the most important. I mean, if you only work on this one thing, then you're actually going to be golden because everything else will fall into place. Whatever you experience in your life is a direct reflection of your inner game. And when I say inner game, I mean this is beyond mindset. Mindset is borderline inner game. Mindset is like, your conscious thoughts. This is like what you choose to focus on. The inner game is that 95% of your brain that is unconscious and that is living in autopilot based on things that we learned in the first 6 years of life. So when we start to work on our inner game and really optimize our energy and our beliefs and our identity, then we naturally start making more empowered decisions. We naturally start seeing the world through a more confident lens. We start seeing the world through a more empowered lens, and we're able to make smarter, more confident decisions. And we're able to grasp and really embrace the opportunities that are right in front of ourselves. We're able to see those opportunities when we are consistently working on our inner game. So you're going to want to optimize your energy, things, releasing fears, releasing anger and resentment. You will never be truly wealthy if you are holding on to anger and resentment. And the fears are going to hold you back from that wealth. So, you can have plenty of money and still have the anger and the fears and resentment, but you won't truly be wealthy. And then, of course, releasing any beliefs about lack, about scarcity, releasing any beliefs about, being unworthy or undeserving or not capable. Once you optimize those things, you're going to find that abundance and your true wealth naturally manifests in your life, and it happens automatically with very little effort because you're in alignment, and whatever actions you're taking are going to be the most effective, and they're going to be fun because you're in that alignment. So let me know if you're following me so far. Just say yes in the comments if you can relate to this, you can resonate with this, if this makes sense to you. Number 2 is focusing on the long game. Okay, so and this is what most of us do until we've reached that maturity level in our careers, we focus on the short game. We want those quick wins. We are impatient and we want the fast results. The reality is that when we start focusing on the long game and make long-term plans, then we're going to have more sustained results. We're going to have less stress, less drama in our lives. Now, if we have the inner game programming that says, well, life has to be stressful and life has to be filled with drama, then we're probably going to be focused on short game wins. But once we adjust that part of ourselves and optimize that part of ourselves, then we're going to really settle into our path to this journey and start setting our sights further and start setting our sights even higher, and really looking at the big picture and making this about, bigger than ourselves, bigger than this lifetime, and focusing on that long-term gain, which is going to lead to greater results, more sustained results, and in a lot of cases, quicker results. The third key is generosity. When we have an unconditional open heart, we naturally attract abundance to us in all ways. This is just a natural law of the universe, is that as we open our heart, we open ourselves to opportunities. Money is all about relationships. Think about that for a moment. Money is all about relationships, and relationships require an open heart. And you can even look at it like what you put out comes back to you. So the more that we put out into the universe, the more we create, the more is naturally going to come back to us. Okay. Number 4 is trusting. And the more that we trust, the more we open ourselves to receive. When we're not able to trust, then we're in a place of fear, lack, scarcity. When we're not able to trust, it's really hard to go deep in those relationships that lead to that wealth, the true wealth that we're really looking for. And number 5 is self-worth, really cultivating a high level of self-worth. This is going to allow us to set our prices at the optimal level. It's going to really allow us to receive and to ask. And we kind of have to ask in order to be fully abundant, right? Asking is really important, and a lot of us have fears of asking. So those are things that we can work on, and it first starts with working on our self-worth. Now, the last key that I'd like to share with you this evening or this afternoon is boundaries. And when we have loose boundaries or we don't stick to our boundaries, then it's like whatever abundance we attract into our lives just sprinkles out. It's like having a leaky bucket. But when we have aligned and prioritized boundaries with our time, with our relationships, and with our spending and investments and money in general, then we close up those holes, and we allow our buckets to become overflowed and, flow from the top of the bucket, because it's just filling and filling and filling rather than just leaking out and draining. Does that make sense? That was a little bit of an obscure reference. But does that make sense how boundaries would lead to greater wealth? And now, again, what I'm talking about, it's not just making more money. This is about our true wealth. So let me know in the comments, what does true wealth mean to you? And have you experienced this true wealth before? And what was that like when you made that transition from, greater income or greater sales, and then you shifted into greater wealth? For me, it was so empowering. I just felt like I could relax. I could settle into the experience. I felt like I didn't have to keep chasing. I didn't have to, I really got that sense that because I got out of the short-term gains and I was really focused on the long game, I was able to just relax and settle into it and trust that, I'm doing the right things, and that I was following the consistent actions that I had decided on, and that all of those things, stack up to that greater wealth. And so it creates a sense of peace. Now, as I said in the beginning, a lot of us, if we haven't done the deep, the deep inner game work, we're not able to be in peace. We have to create stress and drama in our lives, so we don't allow ourselves to really focus on the long game. We don't allow ourselves to focus on the things that, like the path of least resistance, we have to make it extra hard. And here's the thing, a lot of people say, well, if it's not hard, it's not worth doing. There are plenty of things that come up that are going to be hard that you cannot anticipate. So why don't we make this as easy as possible so that we have the energy and the confidence to deal with those unanticipated events as they come up, instead of being thrown off, instead of being, instead of having to, tumble down. We can just get right up and move forward because we have preserved our energy. So I think that's one of the most important parts to making this as easy as possible. And the number one thing that is going to release that struggle and the force and the stress and the drama from this process is by optimizing your inner game. All right. So I have lots of resources to be able to help you to optimize your inner game. I have other trainings. So let me know in the comments. Would you like another training, a free training? Would you like a quantum shift guided meditation that will help you to optimize your subconscious and your identity to be able to attract this greater wealth? Would you like to check out the paid training that just goes deep into this whole process and helps you to completely revamp your inner world so that you can easily start manifesting all of this wealth in your life, this true wealth? Or would you like to have a conversation? So whatever you resonate with the most right now, let me know in the comments and I can send that over to you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can either send me a message or type your question in the comments. And I look forward to connecting with you and to taking this further. So have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and we'll talk soon.